Good morning from Yummy BTV. Wishing you all well today, sending loads of love as usual. Breaking news just coming in this morning, sadly, if you get what I mean, from the Vulnerable Prisoners Unit in Franklin, Cateys, that Levi Bellfield has applied to get married. Right, what do we know? We know that he's in for a string of murders on vulnerable young ladies. He is also a risk to children, which we know. We know in history that many men have got married in jail, including Charlie, but they don't have those kind of crimes sitting with them, if you get what I mean. We also know that you like your name being called in the public eye when you got converted, the Michael Stone, possible other murders that you might be admitting to, what you might not be admitting to. I believe, you know, in the grand scheme of things, that you still like your name mentioned a little bit for some warped sense of being within yourself. What does it do to the victims? Well, we'll get round to that in a minute, sadly. But what do we know about getting married in prison? We know that you have to apply. We know that originally it comes from Strasbourg. But hold on a minute, we're not in Europe anymore. So will that apply now in England? Will they give him the luxury of having that luxury of getting married and having them creature comforts with a lady? Hold on a minute. Uncle Yami knows that in America, serial killers and many legendary Sutcliffes, all of them used to get fan mail off ladies. Is this a new flame or an old flame? My guess is it's somebody new that's been writing to you that, you know, for some reasons, whatever tickles their fancy, they're keeping you sane in there to some degree, because it's always good. Some men ain't even got that, what you might have there, a lady visiting you, a lady sending you money, a lady helping you along with your sentence, and now probably going to pay for a marriage. Uncle Yami believes in the old days, £400 or £500, maybe possibly more now, you have to pay out your own money. You have to go through a chaplain or an imam so it can be sorted. Will he get it? Well, let's see. We'll do our best to make sure that you don't. Right, so we know you're over there for your own protection. We know that you tried to manipulate the Brotherhood on normal location. There's some saw right through it. You had to leg it over on the Rule 43, right? In history, many men with your crimes, one in particular, Uncle Yami remembers, Cat Weasel, similar crimes to yours. You know, we can put it bluntly, you came on normal location and you got murdered, right? And many men were boasting about killing Cat Weasel. What happened to him? Nothing. Just a bit of background on what can happen in there for those who don't, you know, who might not know how it can work in there. And the officers turn a blind eye. They don't really want nobody going to court for murdering you because of your crimes, if the truth be told. They couldn't give two monkeys, to be honest. They love you on normal location because they probably hate your guts, like many people do. But is this right? You know, like thinking about it realistically, you know, for the victims, that every time your name is mentioned in the newspaper or the news, they have to relive, you know, the fact that they lost lovable, vulnerable young ladies that you murdered, that they never get to see again or feel again. And, you know, to understand why someone like you would want to be doing them things. Not saying that a lot of us ex-criminals are angels, you know, we take the rough with the smooth and accept our part in things, but your crimes in particular, with women and that kind of thing, how can you get the chance to marry one in prison, if you get what I mean? Why should you be afforded that real big luxury to make your, you know, as a promise? Uncle Yami could be more than likely a promise to her. Oh, I'll marry you in here, don't worry about it, because you will marry her in there. You'll marry anybody in there, any woman, as long as it's a safe bet for you for your future time in prison. Let's not get this thing twisted, you know. Many men, like I say, you know, take that course of action. Many men mean it though, you know, have long-term partners. They're not coming out for now, you know, it's cemented, but they've got relations already. You know, some pen pals as well, get married as well. We know who they are, and for whatever reasons. But my reasoning behind this is that many lifers have applied for this before and get turned down. Why should you be given that opportunity to get a yes? Because it wouldn't be surprising, would it? If Sutcliffe and all of them got it, why wouldn't he get it? You know what I mean? But no, it's a complete disrespect to the victims, I'm afraid, because they have to live with what's happened with those that died at the hands of you. And every time your name's called, it's going to reopen real bad wounds. So what did we say today? Uncle Yami says, no, it's a Strasbourg law, it's a European law, it's not an English law. You shouldn't be able to get it. I know many of you lot would agree with me. And, you know, we would want him to be suffering in there. You know what I mean? We don't want him to be, I suffered in there. I'll take it like a man. But you have to suffer in there for your crimes and come to terms with what you've done to these young ladies. Never about my marrying another lady. You have ex-partners and children's mothers that are out there slagging you off, and way before these things have happened. Maybe there's even more things that you've done that we haven't come to light yet, because you know, where there's one, where there's two, where there's three. You know, you was out there a long time. Uncle Yami can't talk on things that he doesn't know. We know that, but we know how the habitual criminal mind works. We knew how mine works. We knew how many others I've been around worked. When you're serial habitual criminals, we're not talking about the one-offs, you know, that just happen to just commit a murder or domestic or, you know, that kind of stuff on a one-off occasion. That's different. They're not serials. You're a proven serial killer and a risk to children and women. Uncle Yami gives it the thumbs down today. Be interested to hear what some of you think too. I'll be up later on.